The direct translation of this is the retractable baton. Modern weapons tayo. So with the retractable baton, you have something metal. Unfortunately, it's not that long. Okay? I know there's a longer version nito na konti, but it's still not as long as the stick, which is normally 31 to 32 inches. Okay? Normally, the longest of this is 26. The good thing about this though is that one hit lang, masakit because it's metal. Okay, Mel? So for example, Mel is going to attack me and I have a retractable baton. The good thing about a retractable baton is that it can be concealed. Although it's a bit heavy. Normally, ibulsa mo yan, bubukol yan. Or sa bag, bubukol yan sa bag. But if you have this, let's say, you keep it in your car altercation, okay, it's easy to bring out. It's easy to conceal. Now, normally, if you're using or planning to use a retractable baton, don't use it until it's really necessary. But you conceal it. Like for example, as much as possible, Mel is aggravating me, pare, ganyan. Always give this distance. Okay? Now, if he's just talking trash, it's fine. I don't need to deploy. Unless he comes close. And he tries to attack me, I can use the butt end, see? Or he really throws in a punch. There. I can hit him with this. Again, I'm not deploying. However, ganyan kalayo si Mel, nakita ko gumanon. So hindi ko alam kung ano weapon niya at this range. I don't know if he has a firearm. I don't know if he has a knife. So I will just stay here because the range gives me an idea what the weapon is. If he stays there, it's a gun. If he comes close, it's a knife. He comes close. Comes close. Okay? Bago siya bumunot, nakahit na ako. Okay? I deploy upon retraction. Okay? In the movies, this is what you see. Ha, laban tayo. In reality, no. You do not show your weapon. Okay? Once you do like this, wala na. For law enforcement, I think it's the opposite. You need to show your weapon to show that you are going to engage in more force if he doesn't stop. But if you are protecting yourself, you hide your weapon. Other areas where I can do is, hey, I don't want to fight. See, my stance looks submissive. See, you don't even see my weapon until, bam, it's in front. Okay. The other good thing about this one, for example, na-deploy ko na, he attacks. That hurts. Metal on bone hurts. Okay? This gives me distance. Okay? If by chance he attacks me, I'm out. There you go. And then face. So whatever I can do with the stick, I can do with this. Albeit, I need to end the fight faster because this is a lot heavier than the stick. Okay? The weight of this is closer to a sword. But the balance is very different. Here, it's handle heavy. Kasi, pag rinitrack natin yan, lahat ng mass nandun. Whereas the sword is top heavy. You can see naman, di ba, yung belly nandun. Because it's meant for slashing. So, yun yung major difference ng stick at retractable baton. Okay? Now, what else do we normally use for defense? Usong-uso, of course, is the tactical knife or the folding knife, which is, something like this, na nakapocket, and then you draw out, right? But the problem with this is that by Philippine law, we are really not allowed to carry it. Okay? I've consulted so many of my attorney friends and students, and the law states that unless your work is reliant on you having a knife, you are not allowed to carry one. Which is, di sinasabi nila, 3 inches, less than 3 inches, no. Wala siya talagang ganun eh. And of course, sometimes, minsan may knife ka, depende sa makakahuli sa'yo. Minsan napapakiusapan, minsan hindi, or minsan kunin na lang yung knife mo. With my experience, women have a better time getting away with it than us men. Pag babae, normally, oh, ma'am, bawal yan ah. Eh, yung pupuntahan ko kasi malayo. Kailangan ko ng proteksyon, sir. O sige, basta ma'am, huwag niyong ilalabas ha. Minsan ganun yung authorities. Okay? So, carrying a knife is, of course, your discretion. Kumbaga, ang sabi nga namin, kung may knife ka, handa kang mawala yan. Handa kang kumpiskahin yan. However, okay, this is the big however, kasi marami nagsabi, kung ganun, mumurahing knife na lang biling ko. Okay, I must warn you that some copies of knives, hindi maganda yung locking mechanism. That's why personally, for me, as well as when I suggest it to my friends and students, when you're getting a knife, get a branded one. Okay, kasi pag branded one, you are pretty much sure that the locking mechanism is there. Never mind yung klase ng blade or whatever, but the important thing is the locking mechanism. Kasi dito karamihang nagpo-falter. So kung ginanyan mo lang yung knife, with less effort, nag-fold, hindi siya maganda. Okay? Save your fingers. Okay? A lot of people have, misused it. And just like anything else, if we're talking about everyday carry, meaning gagamitin mo pang araw-araw, you have to be trained with it. If your knife, you want to use it for self-protection or self-defense, then you should be able to access it easily. Hindi yung pag kinabahan ka, nahulog na. Eh wala na, useless. So, much like with firearms, yes, you have to train it. You have to train how to deploy that weapon. Pag dineploy ko ba, ano ang ending ko? Nakasaksak position, nakapakal. Because this will really depend on what your next move will be. Kung nakaganyan, isasaksak ko ba? Kung nakagano'n, tutulak ko ba? Okay? So again, this one. Now, to be honest, the most dangerous weapon pa rin for me is of course this. The kitchen knife. Why do I call this?